You have a lot to be proud of. It's very, very fine playing. Good. And how old are you? 15. Wow. You're doing well. Good. What is Campanella? That's the title of the piece. What is La Campanella? Do you know? What does the title mean? Bell, yes, a bell. Probably a small bell. That's the high note. We keep hearing that all the way through the piece. And there's the wonderful melody underneath. When I played just now, how was it different from what you did? Not better or worse, just how was it different? I didn't hear you. I stopped. Say it again. Smooth. Okay, soft and smooth. What? How did that happen? That's one difference, maybe. I'm not sure. Another difference is I just use my left hand. And what else was really different? Can't hear. I only played the melody. Well, it's obvious, but when you think about it, that's significant. Would you play just the melody? Can you do that? Just the melody. Because this relates to what I was saying a little bit ago about physical memory. When you were going to start, you started doing what the right hand has practiced. And when I did it, I started by hearing the melody. So let's go further down that side. Now play the melody. But as beautifully as you can, just the melody. What's different? Or is it different? In terms of what the physical ear hears, it's no different. In fact, there's a nice piano. But what did you hear inside? Could you hear the melody? There's a wonderful phrase that is very, very helpful in all of piano playing, and that is, hear first, play second. If you know what you want to hear, you have a good chance of getting it. If you play first and then, well, okay, I'm going to keep going from here, you don't really know clearly what you're doing. I don't mean to imply you don't know what you're doing. You play the piano very well. But I think that you might want to try this. How much like singing can it be? Campanella is an Italian word. Liszt visited Italy many times. And the Italians are famous for good food, very different from wonderful Thai food, but still very good in its own way. And they're famous for song, for opera. And And it's really kind of a vocal piece, even though it's about playing a bell. So play it again, just the melody, as much as you can, like singing. Breathe necessary. So different. Do you agree? Yeah, you can try it on the keys. Either just, yeah, listen to just a melody. That's so good. Do you like the way it feels? The way it feels inside. It feels very different out here. I'm not talking about that or an occasional misnote, but it felt nice inside. You knew you could sing it. Do you mind doing it once more? Like singing as much as you can. Let's try playing everything just as written, but remember this feeling as much as you can. Do you like the way it sounds? I sure do. I think it has much more shape and more flow. It feels. Let me ask it this way. Was this more difficult than what you did with the right hand the first time? It was more difficult. Okay. Why was it more difficult? Hard to answer that one. Maybe because just playing the right hand instead of everything? Is that part of it? Okay, so please play both hands. Just this short passage. And as beautiful as you can. Let me try. I'm not going to play all the notes, but I want you to tell me what is different. Louder and softer, more dynamic contrast, yes. And also I played a very simple, very much easier right hand. I just played the melody, no jumps, make it easy. And I played a very easy, simple bass. And I also shaped the bass so it was louder and softer because of the harmonic flow. want, you can play the melody and I'll play the bass. You like that? Asking you to do something that's probably hard because you're used to playing all of the notes. You hear the bass line, but maybe it's hard to find it. Let's do it once more together. You please play the melody, I'll play the bass, and then I want you to play everything, the original version, but I want you to shape the dynamics of the timing, breathing, the singing of the original version as much as possible as how it felt when you played the easy version now. Okay? Hear this line, hear the way it felt when you played it just now, and try to play the original version singing in the same way, both in the melody but also in the bass. You like the feeling? It's better. Good. Good. If it's better, I'm willing to bet that every one of you who practices the piano has to work hard in order to improve. We don't usually play a piece perfectly the first time we play it. I'm talking to myself too. So we have to work at getting better. And you said this was better. Was it more difficult than the first time? No. It's what? It's the same, or maybe was it actually easier? My thought is, if we trust how we hear it, and we know that we can do that on the keys, it's actually easier than trying to remember where those notes are. Do you mind trying it again as an experiment? If you were going to count the rhythm in the piece, or you were going to conduct an orchestra or a choir of bells, which note value would you be counting? 8, yeah. So you're counting 6, and that's what's marked. If you did 2 groups of the 8th notes, and then 2 more, and then 2 more, you would have 6 in the measure, but it wouldn't feel right. That doesn't work. If we do 2 groups of 3 notes, that will feel good. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we actually have 2 beats per bar. Let's try that. I'm counting 2 per bar like you asked me to. Well, yeah, but how does it feel different? The accent is different, and what does that make you feel? What about the line, the flow of the music? Is it different? Okay, melody's louder than the bass. And I think it flows in a different way also. You don't have to work as hard. I haven't seen very many bicycles since coming to Bangkok, but I'm sure there are lots of them. If you were going to ride a bicycle down the hallway, the first thing that would happen is you'd probably get in trouble from the teachers. But if we have a flat surface, and you ride your bike, and let's say it's a 10-speed bicycle. In first gear, you move your feet very fast, and your forward motion is slow. That's good for climbing hills. But once you get going, and you shift gradually to 10th gear, your feet move very slowly, and your forward motion is very fast. That relates to pulse. In music, what gear are we using on the bicycle in order to move to flow as smoothly as possible? Let me try it again. This is in 6. doesn't really mean an accent every downbeat. It's the energy that lets you move forward. If a big bird pulls his wings down, what happens to the bird? Wings go down, that's the energy that lets the bird go up. And so with some species of birds, you actually see a looping kind of flight like that. The point is, the rhythmic energy, the wing stroke, is what lets you fly. And part of the reason for flying, if you imagine being a bird, is so that you can see forever. That's what the piece is about, in a way. Can you do words in it? Would you play the original version? All the notes? Yeah, everything.